Hey guys, welcome to Crazy Burger. So in this video I'm going to be looking at some of the Evercade patch notes from the latest firmware update, and I'll go through a few things and probably especially looking at the Tate mode on the VS. Let's get started. Okay, let's have a look through some of the patch notes, and we'll probably try and touch on a few of the things that have been updated. So yeah, we've got Verifier has been added to the EXP, which you can actually download. I'll go over that in a little minute. This is pretty straightforward. It's been on the VS for the past couple of years, but now it's available as a bonus game for free on your EXP. There's also another added bonus game, which we're not aware of as yet. And there's been a few updates to a few different carts, and now how this will work: you'll update your firmware on your EXP or your VS, and then when you put your cartridge into either or, it should automatically patch it and update it for you. You'll probably get a warning, which we'll go through in the video as well. So there's a few things here, a lot of descriptions, controls for various games, Midnight Resistance, log jammers, fixed aspect ratios on the Oliver Twins collection. I know a lot of people were kind of not too happy that obviously Dizzy didn't really look like an egg, so to speak. It was a little bit oval shaped, but yeah, didn't really bother me as such, but obviously a lot of people were a little bit annoyed. So hopefully that's fixed a few things there. Atari Lynx update to Ashido Way of Stones. One of the big updates here is relative to the Jellicle Collection 1. There's been updated things to Rival Turf, Super EDF and Super Gold 2. Now I'm aware of there's some cutscenes added to Rival Turf and a few extras, so we'll try and have a look at that as well. So that's quite interesting. A few updates to Football Madness, Top Racer 2, Alien Cat 2, Chainbreak, Big Nose the Caveman. Update to an audio glitch on Cycle Pinball when saving games. Fixed inconsistencies with game descriptions and controls for Morphcat. Fixed summer games. I think there's now got an intro which wasn't there originally. And Monster Movie Game London levels fixed. You can actually play that. I think if you tried to play that before, it just didn't load and just didn't work. So we might have a look at that, even though the game's terrible, but we'll have a look at it maybe. Fixed audio glitch and flashback, we'll have a look at that. That will only work on new save states rather than if you reload an existing one. The issue will probably still be there, so you probably would have to start your game all over again, which is a bit of a pain. And there's a few name fixes for some of the carts mentioned there. Also there's a little bit of a fix to VS. Let's have a quick look at that. The big difference between the EXP and the EXP and the VS is the Tate mode, now available in-game menu. Now you can choose between 90 degree or 270 degree mode, really up to you, whichever way your monitor or TV will swivel, if you have one that swivels. Now I don't actually have one that swivels, but I've got a monitor. I'll have a look at it in that Tate mode. We'll go through some of the games and how it looks, and I think that will make a huge difference if you want to play those games. If you don't have an EXP written off and you want to play games and you have that option, I think that is pretty cool. But not everyone has a swivel monitor or even a TV. It might even invoke some people to actually buy one. I think you could pick up monitors for your sort of VS relatively cheap, about 100 quid or something. You might get one cheaper. I'm sure mine was about 70 or 80 quid. But yeah. Anyway, let's have a quick look at some of these changes in action. Okay guys, first off we'll have a look at Verifier on the EXP. Now this is found under the EXP hidden games section. We've now got 7 out of 8 games, still don't know that secret game. But if you want to unlock it, it will appear here. There it's there, Verifier. But if you want to unlock it, you need to go to this screen here. I guess ideally you want to have the cart not inserted, and you press the menu button here. I think it's 10 times if I recall. That's not really a secret anymore. That's been on the VS for probably the last couple of years, so sorry if I've ruined that secret for you, but that's basically that. So let's have a quick look at it on the EXP. And this is it. It's really cool. It's basically a Defender clone. It's very simple to play. You're basically saving the fairies and putting them through the sort of warp, so to speak. Now this is natively running, which is really cool. It certainly looks really nice. I'm not really sure it looks as good on here than it does on the VS, but it's still quite a good game. They automatically fire the wizard, so you just need to press B to sort of float up and down basically and rescue those fairies, put them through the portal, and take out some of the bad guys as well as you go. It's a really good game. I don't know, I kind of think it looks better on the VS, to be honest, but it's still a nice addition to your sort of EXP library, and obviously it's an addition that it's completely free. There's pickups and bonuses that you can get as you go, as you can see, which is kind of cool. Don't forget those fairies. You can only pick up one at a time. I think you can get bonuses where you can pick up more than one, I guess, too, as you go. I think at the end of every level you get the option to sort of upgrade things, so it's certainly got some good playability to it. I think it's quite a fun game. A little bit like Defender, I guess. That's the only thing I can think of that it's kind of similar to. Kind of tricky though, you can die quite easy. Anyway guys, let's have a look at some other stuff related to the patch. And how do you exit these again? Oh yeah, you need to quit to the main menu. You can't exit using the menu button because it's natively running. You need to exit back to the main screen and then press quit, and then it'll come back to this stage here again. Anyway, let's have a look. I'm wondering if I put in the Delphine collection it should automatically start to patch, I guess, when it recognises it. I'm not sure. Or it'll just automatically patch the game as we're playing. Now if you've played this, you probably might have recognised there's some muffling with the sound when you load in a previous save state sometimes, which was kind of annoying. The sound just really went very quiet, which isn't ideal. Such an amazing game. I've definitely made more progress on this version than I ever have done in any other version, which is pretty cool. Yeah, just need to remember the controls again. Guess it sounds okay, but I'm wondering if we save it somewhere. Let's see if I'll use this save. Sometimes if you preload, I'm not sure how it actually happened, but it definitely happened. Hard to say if it's still going to be an issue till you sort of give it some serious play, but it certainly seems okay at this point. It's certainly not the loudest of games though, is it? Now one thing I'm definitely going to check out is the Tate mode style games on the VS. So obviously this is usually the best way of playing these games, unless you want to look at play them like this, which isn't really ideal. It's definitely better having it playing like this, but it does get a little bit tiresome playing the EXP in this mode. But so let's have a look at it on a swiveled monitor, so to speak. Okay guys, a little bit of a crude setup, but obviously need to do this to show you this actually working on a monitor. So to go to the Tate mode, go to your settings. Now we have to go down to this, I think, is it in display? Nope. Theme. Possibly, I've seen it. Where was it? Accessibility? Network? Nope. Theme. Display. I did see it. Where was it? Oh yeah. So go down display, and we've now got these extra options here. Tate mode, which is automatically disabled, because I reckon you probably won't want that. But yeah, you've got enabled 90 degrees or enabled to 70. So we'll just go with this, the 90 degrees, that one's fine, and we'll start one of the games. We'll maybe just stick by Truxton since that's the one we were using, and we'll give that a play. I'll obviously have to swivel my monitor to get that into effect. As you can see here, it's obviously now vertically aspect ratio, which is really cool. So we'll try and swivel this monitor around a little bit so you get the idea, but yeah, very cool. Okay, so there's no doubt this is a pretty cool setup, but yeah, I wouldn't recommend trying this with your standard monitor if it doesn't have a swivel function on it, because you could probably most likely break your monitor, or if you're trying to do this with a large TV, I wouldn't recommend it. But It is really cool, there's no doubt about it. It is very cool and certainly the best way of playing these games. There is something really cool about this. I'm not really sure I'm going to have my monitor sitting out like this though, because it could obviously fall and break quite easy. But without doubt, this is the best way of playing this. I think it may even make me want to go out and purchase a swivel monitor out there if there is one about this size. This is just perfect for playing these games on. Definitely. I'm not sure it's ever going to make me particularly great at playing these games, to be honest, but I'm trying, yeah, and I still die at the same part every time, so yeah, I'm still rubbish at these games. There's no doubt though, this is a really cool feature. So yeah, it still puts the sort of menu screen back like that, which is a bit weird. It would probably be ideal if that would swivel as well, because that kind of makes it a little bit awkward to sort of play through. But let's try another game, I guess, just to sort of see what ones were. I think Alcon was one, but it's pretty tough game. Yeah, that's a bit weird that the screen still stays like that, but I guess it's fine for the actual game though. Now, this is certainly not my most favourite kart in the world. I'm just no good at some of these games. I'd love to be good at these games because I think there's some really high quality shoot 'em ups, no doubt about it. But I've just never been good at shoot 'em ups ever. It's just not suddenly going to make me an amazing player, sadly. But yeah, still pretty cool. Certainly pretty cool feature. I love it. Okay, moving on to the Oliver Twins collection, and this is the update warning that you get. Obviously, it's going to patch the kart once you put into your EXP or your VS, and there's obviously the small chance that you might lose your previous save states, which is quite annoying, but it's one of those things that's probably unavoidable. If it happens, it happens. Now, I think there's a few fixes here, but I think one of the main fixes on this collection was the correct aspect ratios for the Dizzy games. It just kind of wasn't quite right, and I guess it made Dizzy look a little bit less like an egg shaped, so to speak. Okay, so we'll try Mystery World Dizzy, which I think is one of the games that was mentioned. And you can see here it's certainly in that correct aspect ratio. It's not stretched at all, which obviously gives the incorrect ratio and makes Dizzy look a little bit weird. But it didn't really bother me before. It wasn't something that I ever got hung up on. But I know there's plenty of people out there that was obviously a bit annoyed. It just wasn't quite right. So you can now play this as it was originally intended to and enjoy it. Great games, absolutely love these games. This was known as Fantasy World Dizzy originally. Okay, so I've moved back to the EXP for the C64 kart because my VS will not recognise it for some reason. I've tried it numerous times, won't recognise it, but here is the C64 kart. Here it's got the same update warning, just like the Oliver Twins. So we'll give it a quick bash and then we'll have a look at the movie monster game. I can't wait for that. Okay, so the point here I guess is we need to try and choose London as the location. That should hopefully fix the issue. Yep, I think we can scroll down. Tokyo, Paris, London. Now previously I think this just didn't go anywhere when you tried to choose London. Let's have a bash and play it hopefully. So happy days, we can now play the London game, which I definitely won't do. This game is just absolutely dire. I hate this game, it's awful. Anyway, if you love this game, you can now play the London level. Happy days. Okay, moving on to the Jalico Collection 1, and the update for this covers a few games, but I'm going to be focusing primarily on Rival Turf, which has a pretty large update. Now I believe what they've done is included, or they've actually changed this to the original Japanese version, but it's a translated version into English, which now includes these cutscenes at the beginning of the game. And this is quite impressive. This is a really cool update to this game. So obviously the Japanese version was known as Russian Beat, which we did actually have access before, but using a code, which changed this to this version rather than Rival Turf. But now it seems to default to Russian Beat, and it's definitely a better version. The game seems a lot faster as well. This is a really cool game. It was good before, but it's even better now. Okay guys, so that's our brief look at some of the changes that have happened in the recent update to the Evercade firmware for your VS and EXP. I think there's some really good stuff happened here. They've certainly been hard at work over the last few months, and some of these changes we have been asking for probably a couple of years, so it's good to see that they are finally getting around to them, and I'm sure there's still some to come. We might even see some more next month. Anyway guys, let me know what you think. Thanks very much again for watching, and we'll catch you again in the next one. Bye for now.